So today I've been working on just putting a light up in the coop to keep them laying eggs throughout the fall. And my plan is just to keep it on for a couple of hours extra in the evening because it's been getting dark here around 6:30, and they've just stopped laying. Like, I've been getting 1, maybe 2 eggs a day out of all of these chickens. So basically I will let them rest after December, and probably, because they usually start laying again somewhere around February, so they'll at least have a couple months off. But I really like the eggs, and so this should help keep them laying for a little bit longer. So my plan is to keep it on from about 6 till maybe 8:30, and then turn it off. I don't like to leave it on overnight. At least this way I can monitor it and make sure nothing happens. And it's up high enough where they're not going to, I'll just run an extension cord to the coop and use it for a couple hours in the evening. I know a lot of people just like to let their hens rest during the late fall and winter, but I decided for this year I'm just going to put a light up because I really want to keep them laying for a little bit longer. I really think this is my only hen that's actually laying, because every time I come in here, this is where she is, in her little favorite spot. So she is definitely a keeper. Alright, so no progress this week on building the goat house because, well, one, I haven't been able to get out here and work because I've been feeling really under the weather, and two, because it's literally poured all week, and like I said, I just haven't been able to do anything outside. So anyway, I kind of think I want it, so the coop is right there, so I kind of think I want it right next to the coop, and then build a fence like going way out back, so they'll have all of that area out there to graze, and then I can just have one big fence for the chickens and the goats. And the reason that I chose to put it back here is because we have to have everything pretty close to the house, especially during the winter, because, you know, if we get 5-6 feet in a day, then it's going to be really hard to get to the animals if I have it like way out back. So the closer the animals are to the house, the better for us. So hopefully this is going to work out good. You can tell it's definitely late fall here. The trees are looking really bare. This is actually state land, and it's actually always been one of my favorite places to come and pick blackberries and raspberries while they're in season. That big hole is an old foundation. I always like to wonder what it was like when there was a big house here and the place was taken care of and blooming, and now it's just all grown up. So I'm just out today taking a nice country walk, and it's pretty warm out. It's not too bad. Last night I got real cold, probably in the 30s. It was pretty cold though. We live in the country, we don't have much neighbors, so it's just kind of quiet for the most part. It's hunting season, so you hear a lot of gunshots now and then, and it's just a beautiful day. There's apple trees everywhere out here, and you notice there's none on the ground. The deer eat heavily off these apple trees, but looks like there's a nice one there if I can get to it. Hold on, I'm gonna grab it. So some pretty nice wild apples. I should have brought a basket with me because there's more up there that I really want to get. We'll leave the little baby ones for the deer. I really see some more up there. Maybe I can shake them down. The best ones are always at the top. Alright, so now I just gotta find where those bigger ones landed. That's nice for a wild apple. Oh, there's another one. Alright, I got a small pile. I think I'm going to go home and actually grab a basket in case I find some more. And hopefully the deer don't come back and eat my apples while I'm gone. I should have been out doing this a lot earlier because there really are apple trees all around. It's just been a crazy year. Usually I'm always right on top of it. And I also got to remember where that tree was. You can see just how beautiful it is in the country. How quiet. And most of the time all you hear is birds. And pretty soon it'll be desolate though. You won't hear much for birds, animals, anything. The worst part is that a lot of the really good apple trees that I know around the neighborhood that I used to pick from, people have bought the land, so I can't just go on their land and pick apples. So now I'm trying to find new spots. And spots that are still state land. A lot of people have been buying up land around here for camps and actually moving up here. So seems like we get a couple new neighbors, I should say, every year. They're either campers or one guy actually tried to build a house up here. Well, he got it started and he realized that he couldn't get up the dirt road where he built the house off from in the winter at all, or the spring. So, because there was just so much snow. So he ended up selling it and somebody else bought it. So I'm not sure if they're going to try to live up here in the winter or if they're just going to use it as a camp. Alright, I'm back. Got my little harvest basket. We're going to put the few apples that we found in it and Maybe see if I can find a few more. Apple picking is pretty scarce right now. I didn't find too many, but I did find a few. I'm a little late. I guess I was lucky to find these ones, but we're still looking. Most of the apple trees are already, the leaves are already falling off, and there's not much left around here. So we only ended up with a few apples. That's okay. I was really late this year anyway, so, but hey, they were free apples and we will use them for something. So since I put all the rabbits into one cage, they seem to be doing better. I haven't lost any more, and I think they're staying a lot warmer together. And those ones are starving. Okay, so I decided that I was going to make some apple chips with the apples that I got today. So I got them all peeled. I just used my apple peeler, and I'm just going to put them on the dehydrator tray. I want to make sure they're like single layers and quite thin. You want to slice them pretty thin because otherwise they're going to take forever to dry. Some of these are a little thicker than they probably should be, but it was a big apple, that one was. Alright, so I just got some spice here. It's just apple pie spice and a little bit of sugar, and I'm going to put that on the apples to give them some extra flavor while we are dehydrating them. Alright, so we're just gonna sprinkle some on. I actually ran out of cinnamon, so I said, well, I think apple pie spice will work even better, so I'm going to try that. Alright, so we got our first tray done, and basically it's just that easy. Alright, so we got all of our apple chips on their trays, and so they say it takes about 12 to 18 hours for them to finish, so when they're all done, we'll take them out and store them in an airtight container. I'll probably just store them in a canning jar, and then I will show you what they look like. This is really a great way to use up some apples, and they make a really good snack for the kids and for adults too. So if you have some extra apples, you might want to just throw them in your dehydrator and make some apple chips.